Hello, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brittany, and today's video is my January wrap up. Man, I feel like it's been 2 years and it's only been a month, but we're here in February. Today is Sunday, February 2nd. It is 11:46 in the morning, and hello, I'm back. I took a small break a week ago. Well, 2 weeks, I guess now it'd be considered 2 weeks. But a few weeks ago was my birthday. My family came up, so I wanted to hang out with them and I ended up getting sick on my birthday. So I was too busy and too sick to film. So this video is going to be a tad late. I apologize, but here we are. I'm going to talk about my wrap up and then my my what's the word I'm looking for? I'm so out of whack today. But what I'm going to plan on reading for February and my goals for that. So sit down, relax, grab a snack, grab a drink, or maybe put me on while you're cleaning. I don't know, but let's have fun. So I'm going to start. Let me see. I don't remember my how many books I read in January. Let me count that real quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I read 8 books in January. That was my January book goal for the month. So I surpassed that, or I'm right on the mark, I should say. And let's see, in no particular order, in a way, we're just going to start knocking these out. Do I want to do the last book? No, let's do the first book I read in January, which is Undone, which is the third book in the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter. I rated this. Actually, I didn't read it. I listened to it. I was going to read it, but I ended up getting it on audio. But I rated this book a 5 star. Uh, this one was about a medical, I forgot what she did, but it was a girl who ended up in the hospital being attacked of a madman who was attacking other women that look like her. I'm gonna leave it as that because there is I want to say is a twist. I guess it is because I wasn't expecting, and it's not like a shocker twist. It's just like, oh, okay, that's different kind of twist. But like I said, I did so far in the Will Trent series. That I mean, I'm only on book 3, but I feel like each book gets better and better. So I did like this one better. I wonder. I did like this one better. I don't remember what I rated uh the second book. I want to say it was like a 4.5, but oops, that's not what I want. Hold on. There we go. Um, I would say I do like to listen to it. So I think from now on, from book 4 until book, I think there's 12 books, or 13 books, I'm going to be listening to it instead of reading it because it does give a different uh tone to it. Because I was taking it like a serious kind of thing, but it's kind of not. I mean, even and I'm also going to watch the show too, and even watching the trailer of the show, it's not like a super serious show like The Wire or what's that other one I'm thinking of, um, or The Oz is more like not Law and Order kind of vibe, but it does, but it's like in between Law and Order and not Psych. I'm thinking of another show, but anyways, but I was taking this whole book series so far like a super serious, like um I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I it's not as serious as I thought. So that's where you have it. So I gave it a 5 star. Um oops. There we go. So the next book I'm going to read, or the next book that I read, was The Housemaid's Wedding, which is the novella of the housemaid's watching. Well, actually, it's in between the second book and then the third book. Um, I gave it a 4.5, even though nothing really truly happens in this book. It's like I want to say it's like 74, 75 page book. So it's a quick read. Um, we, I'm trying to think, did we, nothing really, like I said, nothing really particular happens. It just goes in, because I know from book three, there's like a 10-year gap, right? Something like that. So, and it talks about the wedding barely, but this is just a quick read, short and sweet. Like I said, nothing, when I say nothing happens, nothing really truly happens. If you want to read it just out of curiosity, go for it, but it's nothing groundbreaking. Nothing, there's no uh the typical Frida McFadden's twist like likes to do. But I'm curious though, what does happen, is it going to happen in the fourth book? I think there's going to be a fourth book. I'm curious. But anyways, but yeah, nothing really happens. I keep saying that because honestly, nothing really happens. But let me move on before I keep repeating myself. The next book I read was The Late Show by Michael Connolly. And this is book one from the Renee Ballard series. So I have, um, I think it's book six technically, from a coworker who got me a what is that book called? I think it's called The Wanting or The Waiting. Let me see. Um, and let me. I think it's called The Wanting. Nope, it doesn't show me. Let me. Um, Michael. I want to say it's called The Waiting, and that one is the sixth book. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. Michael Connolly. Oh, it's called The Wanting. So I was right. So what book is that? Book six out of the Renee Ballard series. So I wanted to start reading her series because there's another character that he has, um, called, what's his face? Harry Bosch or Bosch. Um, and there he makes a small cameo in this one. But so like I said, that's the only reason why I wanted to read this book, starting it because I wanted to read the sixth book that I have. But I gave that um a 4.5 star. I listened to that, and it was fine. Um it was not as reading like crime thriller books. I would say this will be a good introduction on reading or listening to. Nothing groundbreaking so far. Not saying that I'm a crime thriller girly or anything, but I have a um, I when I'm reading crime thrillers, I want to be not only thrilled, but I want to be on a wild ride. Like take me all the twists and turns and the backstabs and all that. And this one was kind of just monotone in a way, which is, like I said, it's fine. I'm still going to continue reading the series because I am curious about it. Especially, I think at some point both Renee and Harry do cross paths again within their series or within their universe or whatever. So I would recommend reading either The Late Night Show by Michael Connolly or what's that first book called from Karen Slater? I forgot the first book called, but out of those two, um, I would say if you're curious about reading, like crime thriller books, I feel like those two would be the best, reading off. So, and I said it was a 5.5, no, 4.5 stars that I gave it. So next one, I also read this on audio, is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I ripped the band-aid off and decided to read this book. I know I said in a previous video that I was nervous, or not nervous, but intimidated reading this book, and I just decided to listen to it. And I would say check your trigger warnings of how, let's see, of SA, um, drug abuse. I'm trying to think what else happens. Grief and family dynamics, because these sisters don't have the best relationship. And this is coming from someone who don't have sisters, but I have friends who have sisters, so I kind of not understand, but I kind of what I want to say, like I've from the outsider looking in, of friends who have sisters, and they're kind of like weird. I don't want to call it weird, a dynamic that I don't understand. I have brothers. I'm the only girl out of my brothers. So um that's what I want to say for sure. But it's basically with this one, oh, and also trigger warning of what's the word I'm thinking of? Not abuse. I would say more of verbal and slightly physical abuse. So I want to mention that as well in this book. But it's basically about three sisters grieving over the death of their second to youngest sister. And you do, it's a very slow burn book because it does go a lot of flashbacks, and there's a dual point of views. So if you're not interested in slow burn books of kind of for character development, and also a lot of flashbacks, and even I know a lot of people don't like dual point of views, this book may not be for you. um and even the fact of, the trigger warning of it all, I do not recommend of you reading it, because it was a lot to handle, even for me. But I do say I did enjoy it. I did rate it a 4 point star um rating. But if you're going to read it, make sure you read a romance or a comedy, because this book is kind of heavy. I do want to read, is it Frankenstein and Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Melons, or Coco Melons by Coco Milers. Um, but so far I like her book. This is the first one. I know people prefer Cleopatra and Frankenstein over this one, and vice versa. So I'm gonna have to read uh, Cleopatra and Frankenstein to see which one I like best. But I did enjoy it, despite the fact of how heavy the themes are in this book. But I there we go. The next book I read was James by Percival Everett. This is a Mark Twain retelling. I gave this book a 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I'm glad that I decided that uh, I actually did I listen to this book. Yeah, I actually listened to this on audio, and I would say, if you're going to ask, do you need to read Mark Twain to understand James? I would say no. But if you want to pick up like the little Easter eggs that are from Mark Twain that's in James, I would say sure. But there's not like a heavy Easter egg book. It's very different, without really spoiling anything. But I would say if you want to catch the little tidbits of Easter eggs, I would say yes. But to just want to read it because you're curious about it, I would say go ahead. It doesn't really affect anything, if that makes sense. So, but I did rate that a 5 star. So I did really enjoy that, and I'm glad that I got that book. I have it somewhere, but I also recommend that. Um, who did I recommend that book to? My grandfather, because I think he will like it. So I really do enjoy it. So moving on, another 5 star book is The Favorite by Leanne Fargo. This is a Wuthering Heights retelling. It's with figure skating. I got this book from Book of the Month, um, and I have the physical book, but I ended up listening to it because I found out that Johnny Rear, who is an actual Olympian, like I think he's a gold. How many gold medals did he win? Let me check. Oops, Johnny. Oops, that's not how you spell your last name. I still spelled it wrong. Johnny Weir. He won. So he's a two-time. Hold on, my mom's calling me. I am back. Finished talking to my mom. She was just seeing how I was doing. Back to the favorites. So I was saying that Johnny Rear uh, narrates one of the characters in the book, and I was trying to see how many medals he won. So he's a two-time Olympian. 20 or hello, 20 oh wait how I can't even say 2008. No, that sounds weird. Let's say '08. A world bronze medalist, a two-time Grand Prix final bronze medalist, 2001 world junior champion, and a three-time U.S. national champion. So he's um, very well accomplished. But the character that he plays, I forgot his character's name. Dang it, I can't even think of it right now. But I feel like out of all the narrators in the book, he literally steals the show. I was literally cracking up every time his character popped up in the book. But I will definitely recommend listening to it. Um, just because of him. But not saying that none of the narrators are not good. They're very fantastic. But I'm just saying he sticks out because if you're not familiar with Johnny Weir, he's very out there, very what's the word, like a entertainer figure skater. So his personality, to my gosh, definitely stands out. So that's and also it's figure skating. So who doesn't love figure skating? That's another reason why I gave it a 5 star. But going down to my next book, and this is probably the only book so far I rated it a very low rating. I shouldn't technically I didn't want to rate this book, but I rated it. So this next book's called The Favorite Girl by Monica Ira. I rated this book a 1 star. I feel like I should have just DNF'd this book. Um, I This book was kind of talked about on TikTok a while ago. I want to say sometime last year, like early last year. There was a few people that talked about this book, how crazy and twisty it was. I mean, there was two twists, I guess, but I feel like I feel like the two twists could have been good if the beginning of the book wasn't, I don't want to say confusing. It was just there was a lot going on. I don't want to oh, I should also say about this book, trigger warning on uh uh human trafficking. What else am I thinking? What else happens in this book? Um SA, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and kidnapping, essentially. I guess that's what human, anyways. But this book was not it for me. Like I said, I should have DNF'd it, but it was such a short read. Um, well, kind of. I I want to move on because I absolutely did not like it. A lot of as when I was reading the comments, people either, I think it was more people, I think it was kind of 50-50. It was more people that absolutely love it. Some people absolutely hate it. I don't want to say I hated it. It was just it wasn't it for me, respectfully. But moving on to my last book. It's Tempting Clay, or yeah, Tempting Clay, a Crane series novella. So I had accidentally read this book without reading the previous books. Um, but I still had a fun time, even though I wasn't familiar with any of the characters. It was short, sweet, sexy, spicy, and and I gave it a 4 stars. I think this was, and I gave it a high rating because it was such a palate cleanser from what I read from reading from The Favorite Girl to this. I was ready to read anything after The Favorite Girl, so I gave it a 4 star. I do have I have to check because I think I do have the actual Crane series in my Kindle somewhere. I have to go through my library of it, but like I said, I just needed something other than to help me forget The Favorite Girl. But that is it for my January reads or my January wrap up. Um, let's shift to the books I'm going to read for February. I've already read one. I'm not going to talk about it. That will be for my February wrap up. But I am planning on reading. Oh, I have it right here, technically. I'm going to finally, I'm scared to read it, but the third book comes out in March. I don't know if I'm going to be done by then, but I'm going to start reading Legendborn. Um, because I've been reading, wanted to read it, and like I said, I think it's Oathborn. What's the third book in that series called? Let's see, Legend. Oops. Let's see, because I think the third book comes out in like March 4th or something like that. So let me take a look real quick, or not. Oathbound. That's the name of it. That is coming out. Yeah, March 4th. So I need to get Crackalack if I want to read um if I want to get it to start reading on the third book. So I'm going to read Legendborn. I'm going to start reading also what's another book? I have it on um my thing here. The next book I'm going to read, the We Refuse, A Forceful History of Black Resistance. I have that on audio in my Libby. I'm going to read my I should also mention my February book goal or reading goal is 8 books. So there's two. I have there's another book. Um Hold on. Where is it on? Is it on my Libby? Not that one. Or is it on my I think it's in my I think I ordered it to pick up from the library. Sorry. Give me one moment. I'm trying to get into my library app here. Um let's see. What is that book called? Oh, here we go. The next book that I'm going to try to attempt to read, even if I can't, if even if I don't read it all in February, I'm still going to read it anyways. The Open Contempt, Confronting White Supremacy in Art in Public Spaces. That's also what I'm going to read. Uh, Try to read for February. And then also, where is it? Now I have to hop back into my Storygraph. I'm going to also try to read The Buccaneers and the Killers of the Flower Moon. That those two books were supposed to be my January read, but didn't get a chance to get to it, obviously. So I'm going to have to try to squeeze in those 2 books um, for February. If not, it'll probably be my March reading. But yeah, I think that's all the books I'm going to read in February. I don't think that was 8. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. And then 5, 6. Is that right? Hold on. Let me double count. One, two, three, four. Killers of the Moon is five. Um, I already count. Oh, I need three more books. Let's figure out. Um, let's see. What's gonna be my sixth, seventh, eighth book? Let me just randomly figure it out. What books do I have? Um, you know what? Let's leave it as five for now, and then I'll figure out the three later if I ever get to it. Um, so yeah, that is my January wrap up. That's my February reading goal for February. Oh, didn't mean to drop that. I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go and read. Oh, and also do laundry. But well, on that note, hope you have a great Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Have a good week. Have a good month. I'll see you soon. Hopefully, I'll have some ideas coming up soon. Please, please follow or no, words are hard. I'm trying to think of five different things in my head. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That's what I wanted to say. Please support your local libraries. Seriously, please go support your local libraries. Get a library book. So just support them, please. In this economy that we're in right now, please go support your local libraries. Your support your indie bookstores. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.